Hello, I am Udi Wangam and this is N24 News Hour coming to you live from our studio in Bakau adjacent the Independence Stadium. Coming up on today's News Hour, the Kanifing Municipal Council in partnership with Africell launches recreational park. President Barrow rounds up Meet the People's tour with project site visits under enlargement. On the international front, South African politicians are set to challenge President Ramaphosa impeachment relief. These plus many more interesting stories to feature in our today's bulletin. Stay tuned. Thank you for the time, and if you're just joining us, this is N24 News Hour. We start the bulletin with the Supreme Court ruling in favor of KM Mayor Talib Ahmed Bensouda and 55 chairmen and councillors who filed a case against the state to challenge the president's powers under the Local Government Act to dissolve councils 3 months before elections. In a landmark ruling yesterday, a Supreme Court panel of judges ruled that the local governments and municipal councils will no longer be dissolved 3 months before elections and that local government elections will be held every 4 years and not every 5 years from April 2023. Last days of meeting the people is usually emotional for some, but for Barrow it is to continue to make headlines as the president visited some of his ongoing projects. He visited places like the airport VVIP lounge, road projects, among other projects under construction. Education empowers everyone, thus providing education places for people is important, as we would hear from Basiru Ka, who is part of the tour with the president and filed in this report. The president visited an upper basic enlargement in Tujarang.
Accelerating socio-economic development is a verse among the theme of the 2022 Meet the People tour. President Barrow and his delegation round up this year's tour with site visits of projects under expansion. The president visited road projects under construction, constructed markets, schools under construction, national water and electricity stations, OIC road projects, and the VVIP lounge at the Banjul International Airport. Infrastructure is important for a country's fast economic growth and poverty reduction. For the Gambian economy to integrate with other economies across the world, appropriate infrastructure in the shape of roads and railways, ports, power and airports, as well as their efficient operation is required. Although the first site the president visited was the VVIP lounge at the Banjul International Airport, where contractors and workers stand at the edge of the construction. The OIC road project was also visited, where contractors were engaged in a question and answer session with the government body. Other road networks were also visited, such as Madiana Tujarang Kunkuja Road and Bainyaka Madiana Brufut Road. Also, education was considered. Tujarang and Tanje Upper Basic School are under construction, where buildings are standing up to widen classrooms for effective lectures. Investment in infrastructure contributes to higher productivity and growth. It facilitates trade and connectivity and promotes economic inclusion. Basiruka for N24 News.
The Women Journalists Association of the Gambia has rebranded and adopted its constitution during its rebranding gathering held in Senegambia. The theme of the rebranding is shattering the glass ceiling in the Gambian media. Our reporter Fatou B. Kamara tells us more in this report.
The Women Journalists Association of the Gambia rebranded and adopted its constitution with a theme shattering the glass ceiling in the Gambian media during an event held in Senegambia. The association was formed in April 2010 by the country's core women journalists, but it is said that the association was that after being formed as its executives weren't doing what is expected from them. Speaking at the event, Annette Kamara, the elected president of WOJAC and the president of the Gambia Press Union, Mohamed Esba, both expressed concern on threats that women face in their work.
It is no secret that the media in the Gambia is male-dominated. Few women who are breaking the glass ceiling in the newsroom are going through under tremendous challenges, ranging from sexual harassment to gender discrimination in employment matters such as promotion and role allocation. In fact, a study commissioned by the Gambia Press Union reveals that 65% of the media workers experience sexual harassment at their workplaces, and more than 85% of such cases are perpetrated by men.
The threat women face in the media is far more than what the men counterpart faces.
Ami Juf Cole is a media specialist and activist.
What these ladies are doing today is not just for women in the media. It's going to contribute to the development of this country. They are not just going to focus on moving into leadership positions in the media houses or leadership positions at the level of the GPU. They will do that, of course. They are not going to just focus on improving the management and the governance system in the media institutions of this country, but they are also going to be partners with the government, your ministry in particular.
Bakari Waibaji, the Minister of Youth and Sports, described his ministry as a critical partner to the association since it involves young girls, and promised his ministry's support to the association. Other speakers include Demba Kande from Freedom House and Susan C. Solomon, a U.S. representative, who promised to continue their support to the Women Journalists Association of the Gambia. This convergence of the brand launch and adoption of the Constitution is in fulfillment of a campaign promise made by the executives during the February election. The event was concluded by a panel discussion with different experienced persons in journalism, where discussions were on the struggles of women in the media during the olden days up to date and the solution towards it. For N24 News, I am Fatou B. Kamara.
KMC, in partnership with Africell Telecoms Company, has opened its first recreational park at traffic lights in Fajara as they continue to lay foundation stones for other recreational centers. The first open park at traffic light for the people to use is set to be free, as the facility has a basketball court and a gym center. Our reporter, Awa Ncise, was part of the people who saw the launch and filed in this report.
Cardiff Municipal Council, in collaboration with Africell Telecoms Company, has launched its recreational park, which includes basketball court and a gym center located at traffic light in Fajara. The recreational park project is part of Cardiff Environmental Transformation Program, which was launched in March. KMC Mayor Talib Ahmed Bensouda said, Gambia is missing a lot in terms of social amenities, therefore having such facilities will contribute immensely.
But I think Gambia is missing at large amenities for youths. Youths don't have much to do in our country. They don't have where to go to play, to have fun, to also harness and develop their skills in sports. So I think facilities such as this are vital to the mental health and physical health of youths in the Gambia.
According to the Chief Executive Officer of Africell Telecoms, Hussein Zay Adelu said, sport advances physical and mental well-being.
The foundation's core rests on 4 pillars, which are namely promoting education and entrepreneurship, preserving the natural environment and disaster relief, promoting Gambian arts, culture and heritage, and finally, promoting health, sports, and well-being.
Deputy Mayor of KMC, Binta Jane Jallo, applauded Africell for such initiative and urged all citizens to visit the park in order to gain fitness.
Under the leadership of our Lord Mayor, we want to thank Africell for this laudable initiative in Newtown here. This is not only be Newtown, this is for the whole municipality. You all know that KMC is about to build 7 parks within the municipality where youths of this community can have their youth activity. We have seen the gym and we have seen the basketball court. On that note, I would like to welcome you once again to this important event in Bakau Newtown. Also, I want to say that everyone who needs to be physical fitness, let's come to Africell KMC Park here.
Parks and recreational services are often cited as the most important factors in surveys of how livable communities are. Parks provide gathering places for families and social groups, as well as for individuals of all age and economic status, regardless of their ability to pay for access. The park is said to be open for everyone to visit and use its facility without paying. Reporting for N24, I am our MCC.
We now look at the latest happenings of the internationals right after. On the international front, opposition politicians in South Africa say they will challenge a vote in parliament that rejected an impeachment inquiry against President Cyril Ramaphosa. He easily survived Tuesday's vote in the National Assembly that could have initiated proceedings to remove him from office. Mr. Ramaphosa is accused of concealing the theft of a large amount of money from his farm, but denies any wrongdoing. The African Transformation Movement described the decision not to investigate the president as irrational and said it will appeal to the High Court of Cape Town on Monday. The opposition Democratic Alliance said it was weighing its legal and parliamentary options. Mr. Ramaphosa is now in a stronger position to be re-elected as ANC president at his party's conference, which starts on Friday. A member of a local force supporting a government operation was killed in clashes between Mozambique security forces and the militants operating in the northern Cabo Delgado province, privately owned Carta de Moçambique reported. One militant was also killed. Sources quoted by the report said that the militants attempted to stage an assault against the army outpost in Nova Zambezia village, Macomia district, in a bid to steal weapons and supplies. The defense and security forces succeeded in repelling the assailants, the report added. Mozambique's authorities are yet to issue a statement on the incident. Militants in northern Mozambique have stepped up attacks against security forces and civilian targets in the recent months, despite the deployment of regional forces. And from that, we say goodbye, as it is the end of today's bulletin. Stay tuned to your favorite N24 RTV.